All right, let's get right into it. It is Tuesday, September 23rd, 2025, and we have a monster night of football on our hands. We're talking huge cup ties and massive league games all across England and Europe. So the question is, where are the safe bets, and where might we see a legendary upset? Let's break down the predictions.
So, the big question on everyone's mind is pretty simple, right? Who is walking away with a win tonight? We've got some games that, look like surefire wins on paper, but we all know football isn't played on paper. It loves a good surprise. So let's figure out the likely winners and the potential party crashers.
First up, let's go on a little giant killing watch in the EFL Cup. This is where the magic happens, folks. These are the classic David versus Goliath showdowns, where dreams get made and big-time Premier League reputations are put to the test.
And our first one is the perfect example of what I'm talking about. On one side, you have Liverpool. They're sitting pretty at the very top of the Premier League, perfect record, 5 wins from 5. And on the other, a Southampton side that's really struggling down near the bottom of the championship. That is a massive, massive gulf in form and quality.
So, what's the call going to be? Well, all signs are pointing to a seriously dominant performance from the league leaders. The prediction here is a clean, decisive 3-0 victory for Liverpool.
And the mismatches just keep on coming. Next up, it's Fulham, a solid Premier League outfit, hosting Cambridge Utd from all the way down in League 2. The gap here is huge too. Fulham's got a full squad to choose from, while Cambridge is missing a key player, Lavery, with a hamstring injury.
Yeah, no real surprise with this prediction either. It's pretty much a mirror image of the last one. The Premier League side's quality is just expected to be way too much for their opposition. So, another comfortable 3-0 win looks like the most likely result.
Okay, now hold on. This one's a little more interesting. I mean, don't get me wrong, it's still a Premier League giant against the League One team, but Lincoln City are absolutely flying. They're sitting third in their league. Chelsea, meanwhile, are fifth in the top flight, but they're going to be without their star man, Cole Palmer.
But even with Lincoln's great form and Palmer being out for Chelsea, the prediction is a big away win. And this just shows you the incredible power of squad depth. Chelsea are expected to just slot in some other world-class players and roll to a commanding 4-0 victory.
All right, let's switch gears. We're leaving the cup drama behind for now and diving into the league grind, where every single point is crucial. These are the real battles for position and, let's be honest, for bragging rights. First up in the Premier League, we've got a couple of teams who could really use a win. Wolves in 14th are hosting Everton in 16th, and both are dealing with key injuries. Gonzalez is out for Wolves and Branthwaite for Everton. The end result? They're basically predicted to cancel each other out in a 1-1 draw, a result that probably doesn't help either of them much.
Okay, let's drop down to the championship for a fascinating game at Turf Moor. You've got high-flying Burnley sitting fourth in the table with promotion on their minds, taking on a Cardiff City team that's kind of stuck in mid-table at 15th.
The thinking here is pretty straightforward. Burnley's strong league position plus that all-important home advantage should be what decides this one. It'll probably be a tight game, but the forecast is a 2-1 win for the Clarets.
And this next one? Wow. What a story of two clubs going in opposite directions. Wrexham are just continuing their incredible rise. They're all the way up to 6th in the championship. Meanwhile, Reading are way down in 20th place in League 1. With all that momentum, Wrexham are definitely expected to keep their fairy tale run going with a 2-0 win.
All right, let's jet off to the continent for a bit, because some of the biggest names in world football are in action tonight.
So over in Spain, the league leaders, Real Madrid, are on the road. They're up against a Levante side that's sitting in 12th place. Now, on the surface, you'd think, easy win for Madrid, right? Well, maybe not so fast.
Because here's the catch. Just look at this injury list. Madrid's defense is in absolute tatters. They're missing key guys like Alexander-Arnold and Rudiger, and Mendy's a big doubt too. That is a massive blow to their backline, and it could make them really vulnerable.
So yeah, Madrid are still the favorites, but with those holes in defense, it is probably not going to be a walk in the park. The prediction kind of reflects that. They're expected to just about scrape through with a narrow 2-1 win, likely having to rely on their firepower up front to bail them out.
And for our last game, we're heading over to Portugal. Here, you've got Benfica, who are in 2nd place and right in the middle of a title chase, playing at home against 10th place Rio Ave.
Now, a lot like Real Madrid, Benfica are also dealing with a whole bunch of injuries. But again, just like Madrid, they're still predicted to have enough quality in the tank, especially at home, to get the job done. The forecast is another tight one, a 2-1 win.
Phew,
Okay, so after breaking down all of those individual games, let's just pull back for the big picture. Here's your rapid-fire summary of who we expect to come out on top tonight.
All right, to recap, your predicted winners for tonight are Burnley, Fulham, Chelsea, Wrexham, Liverpool, Real Madrid, and Benfica. Those are the 7 teams expected to take care of business.
And there you have it, a full rundown of tonight's action, based on form, injuries, and league position. But hey, predictions are one thing, the beautiful chaos of a match night is something else entirely. So, the final question I'll leave you with is this one. Which of these games is going to be the one to rip up the script and give us a massive upset? Enjoy the games.